was another day of crazy in Washington, D.C. today. You know, Congress may not be able to get Donald Trump's tax records, but somehow the New York Times did, and what they got is nuts. I don't know if you saw this, but according to tax information reviewed by the New York Times, between 1985 and 1994, Trump's businesses lost $1.2 billion. He lost more than $100 million a year for a decade. He's like a one-man fire festival, this guy. And so one of the journalists who reported the story stopped by Anderson Cooper's show last night to break it down for us.
We're talking over $1 billion over a decade.
That's just for his core businesses. Every year that we looked at, he lost money, and the losses grew as he went further into the casinos and the losses that happened there. But it's unbelievable. We would have thought, at least in one of the years that we saw, maybe the year he wrote Art of the Deal, he would have made money. He didn't. He was just bleeding money every year that we looked at.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe he's been lying to us. So the Times says, year after year, look at this quote. Year after year, Mr. Trump appears to have lost more money than nearly any other individual American taxpayer. So not only isn't he a great businessman, as he claims, he isn't even a bad businessman. He is the worst businessman in America for years. The worst. Between 1985 and 1994, Trump lost more money than any American taxpayer. And keep in mind, those years include the rise and fall of MC Hammer. He's in there, too. In 1990 and 1991, the losses Trump claimed were over $500 million, which is more than twice that of the second lowest ranking taxpayer. The president, of course, lashed back at this report. This morning he wrote, real estate developers in the 1980s and 90s, more than 30 years ago, were entitled to massive write-offs and depreciation. You always wanted to show losses for tax purposes. Almost all real estate developers did, and often renegotiate with banks. It was sport. Additionally, the very old information put out is highly inaccurate. Fake news hit job. That's right. He says it was smart to lose money back then, and that it's fake news. This is like... It's like bragging about your hang gliding accident because now you get to park in the handicapped spots. But here's the thing. Trump's father, Fred Trump, was also a real estate developer, and he made lots of money those years. So which one's the idiot and which one is smart? Not the guy in this photo. That guy is obviously rich. Look at that bed. And that is Trump's first wife, Ivana. Craziest thing about this photo, I never noticed this, she had his hairstyle before he did. I don't know. Maybe he won it in the divorce, but anyway, the president's Fox friends did what they could to put a smiley face on the fact that their artist of the deal lost more than $1 billion in 10 years. And I'll warn you in advance, you're about to see someone spin so hard, it could very well make you throw up.
It is an interesting look, though, at how New York City real estate developers worked in the 80s and the 90s.
If anything, you read this and you're like, wow, it's pretty impressive, all the things that he's done in his life. It's beyond what most of us could ever achieve.
Yeah. She almost couldn't say that word, but yeah, it's beyond what most of us can ever achieve. She is right about one thing, though. It is impressive. There's a word for someone who can lose hundreds of millions of dollars year after year after year. I'm trying to remember what is that word again?
Loser.
Loser, that's right. That's the word. But of course, when you get news like this, it makes you wonder, where did we ever get the boneheaded idea that Donald Trump was good at business in the first place?
I built a great, great business. I made a lot of money with luxury. I have a very, very great balance sheet. So great. Incredible, iconic assets. Some of the best assets in the world. Low debt, tremendous cash flow, a tremendous net worth, very little debt, tremendous cash. Much bigger than anyone ever understood. If and when I file, you will see my numbers are phenomenal. I invested my money. I built something magnificent. Casinos have turned out to be tremendous for me. Everything I've done virtually has been a tremendous success.
Nobody's ever run for president, did what I did in terms of business and things.
I make great deals. I have a store that's worth more money than Mitt Romney. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. I've made billions and billions of dollars. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. Money, money, I want more money. That's what I do. I made a lot of money. I made a tremendous amount of money. Tremendous amount. It's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even believe it myself. You want to know the truth? I don't even believe it.
Well, that makes 2 of us now. That makes a lot of us now. But the sad thing is, this probably won't slow the Trump train at all. Fox and Friends went all the way to a diner in Milwaukee this morning to meet a voter who has a lot more on his plate to worry about than the president's tax returns.
Johnny, retired truck driver. Do you care about Trump's tax returns?
No, I don't really give a
All right,
rear end about it. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't care.
Okay, how many eggs is he eating? And who's... Johnny, dinosaurs didn't eat that many eggs. Yeah, like a carton of eggs and a whole pig of bacon, I guess. So also today, the House Judiciary Committee voted to recommend holding the Attorney General, William Barr, in contempt for his refusal to share the unredacted Mueller report with Congress. The chairman of the committee, Jerry Nadler, says he wants to see the whole report, but the White House is saying the president will use executive privilege to keep that from happening. It's just to be clear, Donald Trump is claiming executive privilege because he doesn't want us to see the report they did about him. A report he claims declares him completely innocent. And on top of that, the president's son, Donald Jr., got a subpoena from the Senate Intelligence Committee, which is led by a Republican. It's led by Richard Burr of North Carolina, who's been a supporter of the president. But still, his committee wants to ask DJ TJ questions, reportedly, about his testimony in the Russia investigation. According to reports, Jr. is considering either pleading the fifth or possibly just not showing up at all. Which, what is with these guys and the not showing up? It's the U.S. Senate. It's not an open table reservation. Yeah, we're just going to eat in tonight. But the fact that a Republican-led committee is questioning Trump's son must feel like such a betrayal to the president. It's like if he got diarrhea from a KFC Double Down, that kind of betrayal. And while all this is happening in Congress, there's a situation at the CIA right now that could be bigger than all of this stuff combined.
The CIA is trying to keep a woman away from its headquarters. Jennifer Hernandez visited 4 times during the last 2 weeks. She reportedly kept insisting she had meetings with the recruiter. The last time she arrived at CIA headquarters in McLean, she asked to speak with Agent Penis, then refused to go board a bus to leave.
Oh, hold it. Did she say Agent Penis? He must be the one responsible for all the leaks, I guess. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Good night. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Click below to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you want to be that way about it, don't.